I wish that you look with me together to the year 1999, but not here in Europe, but the same year to look to the continent of Latin America. Because this year was the birthday of the Constitution of Venezuelan Bolivarian Republic. And that was really a changing of the world in the sense of multipolar world. And so because the government, Hugo Chavez, together with the people, they created a constitution which is realized also in reality so wonderful that it was the birthday of multipolar world. In this year, they have also time before of the non-aligned states had been two. I will speak now about what happened in Latin America. And I give you some examples what is written in this constitution. The basis of this constitution is the international law, are peace and concretely democratic rights. In the year 2004, Cuba and Venezuela established ALBA as Bolivarian alternative for the people of our America. You hear, our America is really other thing, as we can say our Europe. We can't say our Europe, but they can say for our America. Today, members are Venezuela, Ecuador, Nicaragua, Bolivia, Cuba, Antigua, and Barbuda, Dominica, San Vicente, and the Granadas. And these are the political, cultural principles of the ALBA states. Abolishing analphabetism, provide free system for health, education, and food, solidary prices and trade in compensation between the ALBA countries, nationalization of production of common goods, no privatization of water, no selling of patents. And the most important, sovereignty and non-intervention are the fundamental principles in the constitution of all ALBA states. I think that Yugoslavia had a lot of these principles too. Sovereignty and non-intervention are the fundamental principles, and they are defended by factual politics. No allowance for foreign military bases. Perhaps you know that Ecuador did not prolong a treaty of military base in Manta, so they threw out the United States in a base there. The demand to give the Malvinas back to Argentina, a struggle of the indigenous people in coalition with the government. And this also is something what we don't know, that the government and the people does something in fight together. In this case, in Ecuador, it is in the fight against Chevron. I think I have made a little mistake. But it doesn't matter. All these principles exist. But now I will come to another larger integration, which is not only ALBA states or UNASUR. The most important today is the integration of CELAC. And CELAC was founded in December 2011, and it was the last great thing what Hugo Chavez has done. No, it was one of the later things. And Raul Castro, he said about CELAC, that is an enormous step forward for integration in Latin America. So we can say that in Latin America, this multipolar world appeared. CELAC, that means the Community of Latin American and Caribbean States. CELAC was founded in Caracas. All American states are member, except the United States and Canada. And it is, instead of the OIS, now we have CELAC. That means this integration without USA and Canada. 33 heads of states declared that every state has the right to establish its own political and economic system in freedom and peace. Inequality in the region is to diminish by cooperation to fulfill the Millennium's goal. Venezuela had already success in reaching the Millennium's goal. We must say that in this multipolar world, especially the ALBA states are an alternative society against the Western military and economical allies. This means not only a counterweight against neoliberal, militaristic, and aggressive politics, but a radically different role of the society, which is characterized as socialism of the 21st century. So now I will go also to the other states or the other multipolar world, which I think I always like to start with CELAC, because that is also what very many also left movements, they forget to mention. It is a pity. They speak at first about BRIC states. And it's true, the BRIC states are very important, but CELAC now is really this step forward for a multipolar world in another sense of how we wish the world. So I started with the CELAC. So I come to BRIC states, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And they have more than 40% of the world population and about 27% of the global gross international product and the half of the world's foreign exchange reserves. They doubled their production since 1990 and attract 53% of the financial funds. So the capitalistic West cannot endure this new economic heavyweight. So the USA is challenged in their role as superpower, and new tensions are in sight. The military dominance of the USA is still unbroken. The military budget is more than 4 times higher than this of the uprising China. The US Navy is bigger than the navies of the next ranking 17 states together. As consequence of NATO's enlargement in eastern direction, beside the BRIC states, a new association was established in 2001, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, which includes the people of China, Russia, Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, and Tajikistan. Because of the ongoing violation of the international law by the USA, and because of their aggressive military strategy towards China, the SCO adopted beneath economic treaties a security amendment. The SCO warned the Western powers in its final document of its summit in Peking in 2012 to intervene militarily in Syria and Iran. In the resolutions of the UN General Assembly, for example, concerning war against Libya and Syria, sanctions against Iran, boycott against Cuba, and their rights for Palestine, we see the difference of Western capitalistic countries to many countries of the South, respecting the international law. Yeah, I finished, but there is something what I think is important. So the actual situation in Ukraine provokes a new determination about international law in the sense what is intervention and aggression, what is defense for the sovereignty, which political measures are interventions and against the sovereignty of peoples and states. There are not only aggression wars, but illegal drone strikes, the cyber war, and the biggest coup which had done the USA, the NSA. So, what are legal measures of defense? This question obliges to know about criminal acts in secret and presented with lies. In this context, I thank all investigative journalists and authors like Michel Chossudovsky and others. They get more and more, these investigative journalists. And I thank also that the World Peace Council brings on light their clear positions to understand who and where are the aggressors and who and where are the forces to push them back. This I say to our friend who has spoken there. I think it is a progress, and I hope that the growing up of new forces in the world with old ideas, with new forms and new coalitions will give us a certain optimism. We peace-loving people are part of a multipolar world, as important counterweight in favor of more social justice, participative democratization, and peace, based on the international law and human rights of 3 generations, and that includes the social pact, the civil pact, the rights for children and the right for development. These 3 generations of human rights and the UN Charter, I take them as universal base of a global civilization. So, thanks.
Thank you very much.